Welcome gamers to a little bit of a sit down video. Now this is not an ARC video, there is ARC playing in the background, but it's got nothing to do with this video. I'm going to actually be talking about really what I have planned for 2018. Now I know that this video is coming out in mid-March, mid-February, and it is a little bit overdue. Like, really overdue, considering the fact that we're in February. But if you gamers have seen my most recent video from ARC, at least at the time of recording, you can see that the video quality is considerably different from what you remember. The first thing you'd obviously notice is the intro, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about. That's going to be coming on later on in this video. But the second thing you would have noticed is the way the video format is. And the reason is because I bought a new monitor. It's an ultra wide, so it's nice and large, and I've been playing ARC on it. I've been loving it, and ironically, actually, I was thinking about, recording on my 1080p screen, which is right next to my ultra wide. It's my secondary monitor now. So then the videos consistently were 1080p without those black bars. However, one thing that happened was I completely forgot to do that when I started recording. So then I just said, why not? Let's just see how that turns out, because I had not done any prior testing or recordings with the ultra wide, so I had no idea how it was going to look. Now, because of this, some of you gamers would have noticed that there are black bars on the top, and that was because that was at least the editing programming which I use, Adobe Premiere, filling in the empty spaces with black bars. Now, if I was to upload that directly to YouTube as its normal size, which I do not remember, it's probably going to be on the screen somewhere, then it would have made those black bars, automatically. And if I was to rewatch it on my screen, it would have been as if I was playing the game practically. So, I'm a little bit of a conflict of interest, you could say, when it comes to that, because I have no idea if that is something I want to, continue doing. I'm not sure if I want to have recordings on my ultra wide or just stick with my 1080 monitor. Now, I am leaving it up to you gamers in the comment section below or on Discord. But what I'm really thinking about is to have more cinematics. For example, if I'm doing a mods showcase, theoretically speaking, or if a new update comes out in ARC or any other game for that matter, I do my ultra wide. That way I've got these practically a much larger field of view. It looks much nicer. If you happen to have an ultra wide, you have this beautiful, large picture, you could say. And if you're on a 1080p monitor, you'll have that 16:9 ratio, and you'll have the black bars. Now, that's more like a film kind of style, and that's more for cinematics. However, for day-to-day recordings, just grinding or whatever, then I'll do that on my 1080p monitor. And this goes for all the other games that I am planning to record in the future. So that way I have a clear distinction whether or not it's just simple gameplay or cinematics. Now, I have no idea if this is something I want to do, if this is actually feasible. Well, of course it's feasible, but if you gamers would enjoy it. So I'm really leaving it entirely up to you and what you gamers want to what you gamers would like to see. Now, moving on to that, and actually it's a little bit related to the previous topic of ultra wide and 1080p monitors. I'm gonna plug my Discord. Yeah, that's what I'm really gonna be doing in this little next part. But I don't know if you gamers noticed, but in the last couple of videos I've been plugging my Discord. The first time I actually plugged my Discord was in the Aberration release, when Aberration came out, and I did a pretty shitty video, honestly, and I plugged that quite a bit, and I actually felt bad about it. But what I want to do now is, at least with all social media, that is for now at least Twitter and Discord, if you consider Discord a social media, is I want to be more active, a lot more active. Now, on Twitter, I've started to post a little bit more tweets. Some tweets have nothing to do with gaming, some do, so it's a bit more lively on that. And then also on Discord is more for you gamers, for the fans that enjoy my videos, or a fan of Gaming Evolved, the community that I'm part of, can come in, talk, join, giggle, and all that. And so far Discord has been relatively quiet, considering the fact that it's usually, even though it's about, I would say, 20 people in the in the channel or server, whatever you would call it, only about 5 or so people are actually talking and are active, or at least regularly speaking. So because of that, I want to push it a little bit more, you could say. I have been doing, like rudimentary voting systems, making, far out bets. For example, I don't know if at least on the screen now you'll see that one of the bets I made with a fellow, actually a fan and a good friend of mine now, Dr. Narwhal, and I practically made a bet saying if I get to 10K by the end of the year, I'm gonna do a drunk stream or drunk video with him. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's definitely for sure. So that's really what I wanted to talk about when it comes to Discord, and the same goes to Twitter. Be a lot more active, not just post a link to my video and then that's it. I want it to be more of a community also on Twitter, so you gamers can keep up to date, tweet at me and all that. So whatever you would use Twitter for. And I've also actually been looking into Patreon. Now this might sound bizarre considering the fact that I have actually hinted at it in the past, but I want to get a Patreon out. It's still a long ways away. There's still a lot of things to do. I want to make sure that it's not something that isn't that important, you could say. I want to make it feel right, you could say. But that's still a while away. That's still coming. So besides Patreon and starting that all up, that's really the news when it comes to the social media parts. I don't really know if you'd consider not Gaming Evolved, but Discord as social media, but I'm just putting it under that category now because I'm not quite sure where to put it. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you really about is the future of the content I produce. Now, we did mention this, of course, a little bit on the very first topic related to screens and what you gamers prefer to see, but one of those things actually that is more prevalent is the quality of videos. Of course, it's every content creator's dream to improve their video quality from the minute they start, really. Of course, there are still some great, hilarious channels out there that want to stick with that low quality style of video because it's just it's, I don't know, either it's comedy or they can't afford it or whatever. But it's more that's slightly a different reason. But what I'm trying to say is that I am actively now trying to improve my videos. I mean, I'm not I'm kind of digging myself into a hole here, but what I'm trying to say is that videos will hopefully be far better than they were previously. Now, of course, there are going to be some of those fans saying, "Oh, your videos are perfect how they are. Don't change them," or things like that. But what I'm really going to be focusing a lot is definitely the quality of my videos. I want to, I wouldn't say wake up in the morning, but I want to just look at a video while editing it and say, wow, that was actually a good video. And it's going to take some time, and of course it is. But one of the first ways to start doing that is, of course, to, as you gamers might have seen, a complete channel rehaul. I'm doing, well, at least not me only, but myself and an animator by the name of this is Dom. Oh god, I cannot say that name. And despite the fact that I've talked with him often, I still cannot pronounce his name. Donimation Studios. There we go. He's a great guy. He's actually done my intro, and he's actually will be working on, hopefully, actually no, he will be, not hopefully, working on some characters. Now those are entirely up into development, and what I mean by characters, I mean is if you rewatch my intro, you can see myself, or at least an animated version of me, not accurate, so it's not like a face, it's not like a screen grab of my face before you gamers jump to some conclusions of really my of me, you could say, in an animated form. And because of that, I have decided that it might as well just do a complete channel rehaul. So that means banner. We do have a concept banner going around that still needs some work to be done, as you can clearly see. Logo needs to be done, and of course more animated figures of me, however more in stationary positions or simple animations, for example. if I get a new follow, if I get a new, you know, subscriber, or if someone donates something while streaming, you know, I have like a short little animation. But those are in the works. They're not going to come out, but they're going to be slowly coming out throughout the year. So you will have to wait for that, and it's not going to happen instantaneous. So that's really the more prevalent part of improving my videos. Of course, it also comes with you know, when it comes to editing, there needs to be some improvement. You know, do more fluid cuts. Don't be so random. Don't be, you know, make each video have more of a story, and that of course will take time. That all comes down to experience. So but I plan to improve quite a bit. Also, the quality of recordings. I'm currently using just NVIDIA shadow capture. I do have action, and I also do have game show, which I use for streaming, and I could also use both of them really for recording. But you know, of course, I'll be testing everything out and seeing how it all turns out, and you know, it will entirely boil down to how you know, do sample recordings and things like that. And also, one thing I've been thinking about doing is adding a slight saturation level to at least Arc. Maybe when I am doing other games, I'll add also some saturation or a little bit of other effect, just to give it a little bit more, you know, nicer looking, because I actually quite enjoy saturation. I don't know if you gamers saw on my thumbnails, but they all have some certain level of saturation, and I want to do something very similar to that with actual videos. Now, I have no idea how that's going to turn out. Absolutely no idea. I've never actually done it. It could be that if I do saturations, the greens are just going to be blown out of proportion, or the yellows, or whatever, so it just makes the videos, you know, unwatchable. So that's going to take quite some time and a lot of tweaking. But until that point, that's really what the plan is. Of course, I might upload a couple of test videos with this effect, and then, you know, the very next video is going to be something completely different. So it's entirely up to if you know how you gamers receive it. Besides that, when it comes to improving content, of course, there's always that little bit communication, fluid talking and all that. But for now, I think that's really it. I mean, microphone and peripherals don't really need any upgrade. And if there was to upgrade, I'd probably upgrade my PC a little bit better, just so it runs a little bit smoother in specific games. But besides that, that's more or less it, really. There isn't much, you know, that's in the way of improving. Actually, there's always stuff to improve, so I don't know what I'm saying. But to keep it simple, there are still quite a few things that need to be improved. They won't be improved instantly. It'll take some time, but within the next year, you're going to be seeing hopefully some large improvements in my channel, the quality of my videos, and hopefully you gamers will approve and, you know, like my videos even more. So that's really where I'm going to actually wrap up the video. In the background, like I said, gamers, you're just going to have just a very simple gameplay of Ark, taking out one of the Rexes to get some levels. But it's just a very simple video, just explaining everything, clearing things up. And of course, just plugging some stuff. And there is actually, you could say, quote unquote, rumors that well, it's not really rumors, since I know it's not, since I'm the one telling you, but at least not now. But there are some initial concept designs for, surprisingly, merchandise. But I'm not going to be, you know, plugging it in every video or anything like that. It's just more of an idea of, if I was to get merch, this is what it might look like, kind of concepts. But I don't actually have any any concept. It's more just sketches on a piece of paper that I just sit down with my friends and just talk about. But besides that, that's really all I'm going to do. So I'm just going to wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button, and let me know if you what you think about the changes. They're quite extensive if you think about it, and if you were to write them down on a piece of paper. But it would be great to know what you gamers think. I highly recommend you follow me on Twitter and on, you know, join the Discord channel server. I don't know what you would call it, to stay up to date. I try to be active there as much as possible, and I think I'm doing a splendid job, at least. So hoping you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the very next video. Goodbye, and don't forget, gamers, to keep on gaming. In this case, it's more just listening to me babble on for God knows how long.